Hi, and welcome to a series of videos about Microsoft Power BI. My name is Kathy Barker, and I'm from Software Solutions. These videos accompany our Power BI Level 2B course. So let's get started. What you see here is I've opened up Power BI for desktop, and what I want to do is save this file, simply called Business Analysis. So I click the Save button in the top left corner. I might choose to save it to, say, my desktop, and I'll call it Business Analysis. And of course it makes a PBIX file, so I'll just click Save. The next thing I want to do, having created my Power BI file, and I can see it at the top here as Business Analysis, is I want to get data. And the data I want to get is several Excel files. So on the Home tab here, there's an Excel Workbook button. And this is used to import data from Excel. I'll click this option, and I'm going to go into my exercises, which I should have sent you. And in here we'll find Sales Analysis. So I simply double click my Sales Analysis spreadsheet, and I'll be able to load the data, once it's connected, into my Power BI file. The navigator automatically appears, and what I want to do is I want to select all the worksheets that are in this Excel file. So I'm just going to tick all of these options here. And I'll simply click the Load button to load these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sheets from this one file into my Power BI file. Once that's completed, I actually want to bring in another Excel file. So I just wait for it to connect and load. And eventually I'll see the data appear in my fields list on the right hand side. But like I said, I want to go to Excel Workbook and I want to grab another file, which is called Customer Feedback. And here it is here. And I'm just going to go Open or double click it, either way. And once it's connected and my navigator appears, I really want to choose Company all the way down to Support Tickets. So I click Company and I shift click Support Tickets. And that gives me a whole range of sheets in this one Excel file that I can load. And I'll load these into Power BI. Once it's connected and processed and loaded the information, then I'll end up with a total of 14 queries or tables alphabetically listed in my fields pane. And here they are here, from Company all the way down to Support Tickets. So we've loaded our data into our Power BI file. Now what I want to do is switch from the report canvas, which is this button here, to actually seeing my data. If I click this button here, I'm able to click on each of these and look at the data that's inside of each of these tables or queries, whichever term you prefer. But where I'd like to go now is actually my model view, which is this third button. And in the model view, we're able to see, if I collapse this and maybe hit this button in the bottom right corner to fit to page, I'm able to see all the data, all the queries that I've brought into my Power BI file. And really what I want to do now is arrange these queries or tables so that they're in a logical fashion. And we often call this a star schema, where we identify what we call fact tables, and these are the ones with transactional records, and dimensional tables, and these are the ones that have auxiliary or supportive information. What we tend to do is we tend to put the facts table down here and the dimension tables at the top. So I'm actually going to rearrange these particular tables in this fashion. I'm going to grab now, let me just zoom in a little bit. Actually, let me just move this over to here. You can move these tables, and if I move them over like this, then I'll be able to fit to screen again, and I'll see larger tables on my screen. So let me just bring these over, and now I'll go back to this button, fit to page. And now they're slightly larger and I can work with them better. Now my fact table is sales. There's a lot of sales or transactional information that's going on in my sales table. I'm just having a look at the sales table, and I'm just going to zoom in on that. And I'm seeing that I have not got the correct column headings. So something's gone wrong with the importing of my sales information. I'm going to click this and I'm going to press the delete key, and it says, do you want to delete sales? And I'm going to go yes, because there's something wrong with it. The column headings aren't right. I'm going to go back to my report view, and you can see that sales is no longer part of my list of fields here. And I'm going to bring sales back in again. And so I think that was in the sales analysis spreadsheet. So I'm going to go import an Excel workbook. I'm going to choose sales analysis and open. And when I get to the point of choosing in my navigator, the sales, here they are here. Those are the column headings I should be seeing, and for some reason I wasn't. So I'm going to load that information again, and it'll connect and refresh and bring in the new data. I then go to my model view, I fit to page, and I bring my sales table into view. There it is there. And now I can see, if I just zoom in a little bit, I can see that I have got the correct sort of column headings. So you really should, in each table, have these column headings correctly labelled. And so make sure that that is the case. So anyway, let's go back to creating our star schema. Our dimensional tables are going to go along the top. So just to follow my notes, I'm going to put sales orders up the top because that's a dimensional table. I'm going to put sales, and I might actually reduce the width of that. So you can reduce the width to a certain point. And I'll bring sales territory up to the top here as well, right next door to it. And I'm just going to, again, reduce the width, sales territory, and then I'm going to grab customer. Now customer, I may have to scroll across and scroll down to find customer. Maybe I'll fit to page again. And I can see the customers table is sitting underneath. There it is there. So I'll bring this up and resize it so it's not so wide. Be careful not to hit the eye. You may end up hiding a column inadvertently, so you don't want there to be a line through any of these eyes. So just as you're dragging things around, be careful not to click any eyes and hide anything unsuspectingly or not intentionally. So reseller, and then the last one here that's a dimensional table is product. So all of these tables are dimensional tables, and this sales table is my fact table. It's got all my transactions. Now the other major table in this particular Power BI file is the customers table. And things that are auxiliary or dimensional to that are role, and let me just bring that in, and subscription. So I'm going to drag that up. It's actually over here, and bring that in. The next one I want to bring up is company. That comes up, move it over. Then we've got geography, and so bring this up and over. And notice when you look at all the relationships, these are all the 1, 1, 1, 1s. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And this is the many. So star, 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 except when there's a case of a 1-to-1 relationship, as there is with sales order and sales. Then I want to put sales ticket down here and device down here. Just move it over a little bit. That's it. And so that is our star schema, which I'll just fit to page. And I think I'm just going to put date data just over here. It's not actually part of the relationships. It's something that I've brought in because I need it to be able to create my own date hierarchy and my own date model. But as far as the relationships, the main tables or fact tables are customer table and sales. All the other tables are auxiliary and they are considered dimensional tables. And what I want to do now is save my data. So I hit the save in the top right corner. And that saves my data analysis or my business analysis Power BI file. So we've had a look at the report view, which shows us all the fields or the queries that we've imported. We use the Excel workbook to bring it in. We had a look at the data, which means that we can click on each particular table or field or query and see what's in there. And we've also looked at the model and made sure that our model and our relationships are set up correctly. So I'm just going to go back to my report canvas And now I'm going to start looking at creating some custom columns using DAX.